investigate, they're going to find the truth and tell you straight. They're exploring themselves and the universe. Andrew's spoiled, Charlie's even worse. The meaning of life, they're going to find out. So sit back and listen, you big trout. That's it up from me anyway. What the bloody hell? They're investigating today.
Fear is a feeling we tend to avoid. But much like pain, it serves to teach us the vital lessons of life and how best to do it. Although it can seem our enemy, it's there to create the bodily conditions that shield us from harm and make us react to danger. But we don't just fear the things that can kill us, we fear the things that can wound us, and even some things that can't even touch us. So what is fear, and what is its purpose? Is fear an essential binding factor of human society? Is fear a rational or an irrational impulse? And is the extent of fear that we feel a necessity anymore in the modern world? To help me answer some of these questions, I'm joined by Charlie Milner, who thinks that the word fear is pronounced fair because it's spelt like pear. Charlie, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Charlie, would you describe yourself as a fearful person?
I am scared quite a lot of the time at home. When I go into my house ever, I'll check for monsters and burglars.
How old are you?
29.
Still doing it?
Do you not do that?
No.
I think it's more common than I'm just being vulnerable.
I know you're being vulnerable. Good for you. Yeah, I'm just being vulnerable, so everything I say is right. No, I will. I don't. Well, how often? Every time.
If I'm on my own, every time.
So what? As you get into the house.
Did it last night.
Did it last night?
Yeah.
I was alone in my house last night. I'm not checking.
How big's your house?
You've been there.
Yeah, it's big enough to be scared.
It's a
I'd be
flat.
checking in yours. If you've got more than one room, you should be checking.
Sometimes when I'm watching a slightly spookier thing, and
Check
I'm
under
by
the bed?
myself, I'm never checking under the bed.
I'm checking under the bed a lot.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Well, you used to have an imaginary friend that would sit up and
Amanda, yeah.
Amanda, who would beat up the monsters
And
for
she's
you.
gone now.
Yeah.
So
So
I
you
need
need
do it on
to.
my own.
Yeah. That's powerful stuff.
I've got this kind of recurring fear of a man, usually mainly like a hunchbacky kind of guy, who lives either under my bed, in my cupboard, or in the loo, or at least comes over a lot and is there to hurt me, to hit me.
A hunchback in the loo.
Yeah,
So he's just lurking in various places.
he's lurking behind the bath. He's lurking in the shower. He's kind of hanging himself on the towel rack, and he's got a bat on him. So like, I'm
He has got a bat on him, so there is a sense of physical danger.
I'm scared
there.
of getting hurt in the house
Yeah, by
a
a
lot.
hunchback.
by a kind of abstract ghoul man who, or just a balaclavaed man.
Yeah.
But it's much more sinister when he's sort of Shutter Island style, terrifying, weird
Yeah.
monster boy who lives in the cupboard.
Yeah, but a lot of it is to do with house invasion, an invasion,
Home
of
invasion,
your private
burglary,
space.
burglary of my body in my house.
Yeah, gotcha.
I'm not really scared of like an asteroid. I'm not scared of an astronaut. I'm not scared of like a massive meteor because it's like
If it happens,
it's not really scary. It's more just like bye. I'm gone then.
Why
Bye-bye.
is a big meteor hitting the Earth less scary? Let's unpack it.
I think because of the kind of physical. Because firstly, it'd be a shared experience if there was a meteor. It's not just me getting meteored.
Yeah.
We're all getting meteored.
If a meteor hits, we're all condemned to the same fate. There's a
Yeah.
camaraderie in that. Whereas,
And also something that you can't. It's just to complete annihilation.
yeah, just bosh, just blish,
Slightly different thing.
bump you on the head. And
What
you're
about
gone.
you?
I found that there's quite an interesting dissection between fear and fascination for me.
Okay.
I had when I was young. A militant shark phase. But so sharks I was fascinated with.
So you're sort of fascinated by the kind of killing machine, basically.
Well, yeah. And so there was a point in my life I could have turned into one of those weird shark people that swim with great white sharks and stuff because I just wasn't really scared of them. And then now I'm fucking terrified of them. Don't want to go anywhere. I don't like going in the deep water at all.
No.
It flipped when I was about 15 to the point where I was scared to get in the pool on my holiday.
Yeah.
In the villa.
I've had that.
I was scared to get in the pool.
In case they release them out of the jets.
Yeah, and if I'm completely honest with everyone, there was a moment where I was scared about them in the toilet.
I mean, that's too much.
It's too much because I was doing really quick
Also,
shits.
they're not going to do anything. They're just going to like bite your bum a bit. They're not. It's not going to. You can't fit a massive one in there.
I'm in. They're gone. You don't know the power of sharks like I do. They're fucking.
Even a tiny one that fits in the toilet.
Well, even if they're not, they're like rats. They can fit through the plumbing.
I
this
think-
wasn't a rational fear.
No.
I'm not going.
The rats is rational though. I think about rats biting my bum,
Yeah, that's fair.
but not sharks.
Not sharks in the toilet.
What type of shark was it? Like a tiny great white?
It was a bull shark.
Bull shark.
Yeah, they're actually quite vicious and big.
That's
they're
one of
the
the
fat
worst
ones.
ones.
They're the fat ones. I think you get a bull shark in the London Aquarium. I think
Not in the toilet.
not in the toilet. Not
Yeah.
in the toilet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, no, but it's just that from I find fear interesting, from fascination to fear.
Yeah.
I filled my
Well,
mind
you knew
with
too
it.
much.
I knew too much. I swam
looked at
too
the
close
sun.
to the shark.
You did. Like one of its young.
Yes, like a cleaner fish. But yeah, that's all, an interesting overlap between fascination and fear. I still can't really do deep water.
No, me
It's
too.
so annoying because
That's-
I'm fascinated by the ocean. I love the idea of it. I would love to have the bravery to go and scuba dive properly, but I'm gonna be fucking bricking it.
Yeah,
Just because
it's fucking terrifying.
it's a combination of sharks, but the fear of the unknown as well. Like anything, it's just like I might as well be on Mars at this point. Anything,
You'd be safer up there.
Yeah, probably yeah, with the correct equipment.
Yeah,
But anything can just fucking come out of that reef, out of the dark.
for sure.
I'm not fucking.
I think about the that cross section of the ocean. I think we've discussed this before, but you know when you like see a tiny little pink man at the top.
No, I
He's
don't
often
know what
pink
you're
'cause
talking about. I have no
science
idea
is
what you're
racist.
discussing.
The little
What the fuck are you talking about?
the little pink man at the top of the sea.
What are you talking about?
A swimmer at the top when you got a cross section of the ocean and it shows like the ocean floor.
Oh right.
Anglerfish.
So
and
it's
all
like a
that.
diagram.
A diagram.
Right. So
with a little pink guy at the top.
So a human for scale.
A human for scale.
Yeah, not like a pink alien thing.
no, pink, but well, a white
Is he
man.
sunburnt?
He's pink.
He's pink.
He's burnt.
Are you just talking about one specific diagram?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a
Which you
man
clearly
at the
haven't
top.
seen.
Clearly haven't seen. No. You know the pink man? You know the pink man. The pink man.
pink man?
He's on the ocean. He's pink. Racist signs.
Yeah, like the pink guy at the top.
Yeah.
And all the awful stuff underneath him.
Yeah.
That's what I think about when I go in the sea. Like
Yeah.
I share that. That's one of my only kind of. People have phobias of like
Yeah.
bins or
Not that common. The bin
can't think of
phobia.
anything else, to
What
be
would you call a bin phobia?
can bag phobia.
Cannon bag phobia.
Cannon bag phobia.
Cannon bag because it's a bag in a can.
Yeah.
Cannon bag phobia.
Cannon bag phobia.
Cannon bag. But the bag's in the can, so it's
Yeah,
a
but
bag in
it's
can.
flipped because it's scary.
Terrifying. Oh, imagine the
What have
can
they
in.
done?
Imagine the can in the bin. Even spookier.
That's my only kind of
Phobia.
phobia.
Well, that's interesting.
Other than like getting beat up in the house,
'Cause
which I
in
don't
some-
think counts as a phobia. That's just me being scared.
Yeah. Well, but the sea thing is a little bit. Is it? It kind of is a phobia, but at the same time, there is danger there.
There's loads of danger there.
So, like, it's a kind of normal, rational human perspective to be scared of going into the middle of the ocean because we were never meant to go into the middle of the ocean.
I still have it now with the pool.
Yeah, do you?
A bit.
Yeah.
I mean, not
If
to not,
I'm honest, me fucking too.
not to not get in, but just imagine they open. I think there's a film where they let a shark in the pool.
There is.
I think I've seen that film.
There is.
You know, it's because of all the unknown, like you said. It's because who knows what the fuck is in there. I mean, I know what's in there because I've seen this diagram of the pink guy.
Yeah, you know it.
And I've seen a couple films.
I just get a bit fucking spooked.
Yeah.
My interpretation of that is my mind is working in the right way. I was like, I shouldn't be here. This is dangerous. Get out.
Yes.
I'll do stuff in spite of it, but like, I'm not that good with heights.
Mm.
That kind of fucking. I don't like heights actually.
I'm not that bad with heights.
Yeah.
My algorithm is mainly guys falling from heights and shark attacks.
What? That's incredibly specific about what we're talking about. Your algorithm is mostly people falling off big heights and shark
Well,
attacks.
like, you know, there's like fan machines where you know that old school fan machine where a guy gets propelled in the air with a fan. Have you seen them?
What?
Have you seen those?
Do you mean like a paraglider?
Yeah, with a fan on the back.
Yeah.
There's a video,
Yeah,
videos
yeah,
of them
yeah.
failing and a guy falling.
And then they get eaten by sharks.
No, they fall onto sand.
Sure.
But
I mean,
in
I'm
addition-
combining the two.
Oh, yeah.
So that would be your dream.
That's what I'm hoping
Yeah.
for.
No, they fall into sand, Andrew. Thank you.
That's the final form. Would you say you have vertigo?
No, never had vertigo. It's
just don't like being that
I'm
high
just
up.
like, come on, that's enough.
I shouldn't be up here.
I don't think anyone should get in a hot air balloon. You're in a basket, and then above it is a balloon, and then there's fire propelling you upwards with the balloon. You know what's flammable? Balloons.
And you're in one.
I'm all right. By the way, we're wearing our construction vests as our aesthetic is currently under work and will be revealed soon. But it's a construction site at the moment, so we're taking all the necessary precautions.
Danger.
It's a very fearful atmosphere actually we're living in. Things
I'm
could
bricking
fall
it.
on us. All of that stuff.
I get a bit scared in the street sometimes when I'm like, if somebody's like immediately behind me, I think they're gonna like hit me.
That's kind of we live
I've
in.
never been
We live
punched.
in fairly dangerous. Yeah, I've never.
I
been
think I deal
punched.
with it really badly.
Oh, I have been punched. Of course, I've been punched.
I've never been punched.
Do you want to hear one of the scariest things that ever happened to me?
Please.
It happened to Adam and I. It's fucking mad. It happened to Adam and I at uni. We were coming back from one of our friends' house late in the evening, like 1 a.m.
Okay.
It wasn't a heavy. It was, just
Chatting about the night.
yeah, etc.
Opening up.
And we would walk down the middle of our high street to get back to our houses. We lived in 2 separate houses, but in North Leamington when we were coming from South Leamington Spa.
Leamington Spa.
Leamington Spa.
I love that name.
Walking down the high street, middle of the night, no one there, just us two. And in the distance, as we are slowly getting to the end of our journey and near where our house is, we see this figure just seem to be walking in circles, just right by the shops on the pavement. It's pitch black, walking down, just going around in circles. And we're getting closer and closer. And we're like, she got a buggy. And I was like, yeah, she does. And it was this woman just walking around in circles, just with a buggy, doing that. And we're getting closer and closer to her. And then I look in the buggy, and it's just 3 baby dolls strapped in.
God.
Their faces are kind of fucked up as well. And then we walk past her, and then she looks at us, and she's just got the greyest face I have ever seen in my life.
Oh my God.
And then we just walked past, and she continued.
How old was she?
She could have been 154. She could have been 25. I have no idea what that was.
I was like, she might have been 154.
Just going back and forth with these baby dolls. And then 2 years later, I was on a date in the cinema.
With her.
We struck up.
And she brought the babies.
She brought the babies. I'm now a proud stepdad to 3 disfigured baby dolls. It was a love story.
That's beautiful.
See, sometimes fear can turn into something beautiful. I saw past the madness. I saw past the fact that she was by herself in the high street walking around with 3 babies, 3 fake baby dolls. And I thought, that's the woman for me. She's the one, Adam. When we walked past, I slung my arm over and I went, Adam.
Who was that?
Adam, I think I've just seen my new wife. 3 years later, I was on a date with someone else.
Right.
And we went into the cinema. It was my first date with this girl, and we went into the cinema, and we stood paying for tickets, and I just turned my head and I went, and just froze.
She was working at the cinema.
No, and I was like, don't preempt the story. She
Can't
was
wait to
serving popcorn. I mean, she was just serving up baby dolls. You want a baby doll in your bucket? No, I was there, and I just went froze. And the person was just like, are you all right? And I was like, we're waiting in line. I turn around and she's there in the pram. She's there. She's not in the pram. She's there with the pram sat, and just in the foyer of the cinema, she's got two of the baby dolls, same baby dolls. This is 2 or 3 years later.
For fuck's sake.
Two of the baby dolls in the pram, and she sat on like a windowsill, cradling the other one.
Man.
It was fucking. I mean, what it did say was what a state like mental health services are in. Really, the
That's
fact that
crazy.
we're 2 or 3 years later and she's still wandering the streets. But that genuinely was the walk up. That was one of the scariest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Adam had to come sleep in my bed that night.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, I'm not going home after that. So we slept.
What, in case?
We just spooked.
I mean, that's fucked.
Yeah.
That's like old school scary.
It is. It's like Victorian.
Yeah.
Kind of hell.
I can imagine something really awful happened there, and she probably like lost. I mean, we don't know, but
she's not doing well.
She probably maybe she lost her kids.
I know.
Or she's never able to have them.
Maybe. Well, to be honest, she did appear to be homeless and probably on drugs. So, but you never know. That could have stemmed from that. There's many a dark story. It's not a happy story.
Face you've ever seen.
It's not a happiest story that leads to that.
No.
Well, what's also weird in Leamington is this. Everyone knows him as the grey
Spa.
man. Leamington. Yeah. Why do you make me finish?
I need the whole
I think
thing.
I can get away with Leamington.
Spa.
It's a spa town. Call it thus. It's a spa town. The Romans were there. Another thing, which is another. There was a guy called the Grey Man of Lem, and I'd never seen him. And there was like whisperings of him at the uni. Everyone was like,
They should have got together.
They should have got together. That's the truth. This is a rom-com. Have you seen the Grey Man of Lem? And everyone's like, no.
It's a rom sad, really.
A rom sad, yeah. Rom sad, I like. And then everyone was. There were whisperings of him. I think Horatio saw him at one time, and then the only time
That guy's grey as hell.
well, yeah, that's what they would say.
That guy's incredibly grey.
Because he was. So we walked around, and what was the weird thing is like I saw him once, and he walked, and he'd wear an all grey suit, And the whole...
He doesn't help himself, does he?
He doesn't. But that was the confusing part because we couldn't work out whether he was wearing grey makeup. It looked like his skin was actually grey.
But...
So why would he then go around wearing all grey suit? If you've got a dodgy condition that makes your skin grey, why are you going to accentuate
find your niche.
Yeah, it's true.
If I was blue, I'd probably start wearing blue.
Yeah. It's branding, isn't it?
Yeah. No one else is doing the grey thing apart from that woman.
No one's talking about me in Leamington.
Maybe they were his kids.
They were his kids. That's the story.
That's the story. And he's a bad dad.
He's a bad dad, and she's going around looking for him.
Fucking picking up the pieces.
Is he at the cinema? Is he in the high street?
There
it is.
Yeah.
So that was one of the...
That sounds fucked up.
It was fucking terrifying, but a bit kind of fun.
Sounds terrifying.
But there's always a bit of fun in fear, isn't there? It's the adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
Have you had anything terrifying?
Well...
Like spooky. Go on.
No, it wasn't spooky. It was more like, oh, fuck, I'm going to die.
You'll fuck. Oh, fuck then.
Oh, fuck.
Go on then. Yeah.
Yeah, the scariest thing that's ever happened to me is when I was about 15, I was a very late puberty hitter. And I felt these two like lumps under my nipples. And I thought I had breast cancer, which is obviously not a laughing matter.
All right, don't
fucking laugh at it.
Don't bait me like that. Fucking hell, you just threw me to the lions there, which obviously isn't funny, Andrew. So if I could continue my story after interrupting me
in silence, please. I thought I had breast cancer, so I called up the GP. I'm like 15.
You called up the GP yourself?
I think me and my mum did it.
Yeah, like a conference call.
Like a conference call.
Yeah.
And I was like, I found these lumps. I mean, she can't have really... I don't remember what she said, but she can't have been that helpful because she was like, let's call the GP.
That's a fairly helpful thing to say.
Yeah, but I would have liked her to be like, you obviously don't have cancer.
Yeah. It's very rare for men to get breast cancer.
Well, exactly. That's why I was like, maybe I've got it.
Yeah.
So proper lumps on both nipples.
Right.
And it's called... I went to the doctor and he laid me on the bed. This man called like David.
Yeah.
Very nice man.
Dr. David.
I think he's retired now.
Yeah.
He was my GP. And he like laid me down and then just started like kind of massaging my nipples to check for the lump. And genuinely, and then he told me, you don't have cancer, but you do have pubertal gynecomastia, which is a condition where if boys and girls can get it, but boys get it because of an imbalance of testosterone and estrogen in puberty. And it manifests in like lumps.
So you just had...
So I had two little...
You weren't growing tits, right?
No, but I had like little kind of celly lumps. How big were the lumps?
No, how big were you at this time? Give me a rough estimate of height.
I kind of like a little small cardboard box size.
When you were 15? Oh, roughly the size of a cardboard box. How tall were you?
I was like Flat Stanley.
Anyone else that was 5 foot? Oh, roughly the size of two cardboard boxes.
I've never measured my height.
Yeah, it was a joke. I don't care how tall you were. How big were the fucking lumps?
The lumps were probably the size of like ping pong balls.
Whoa!
Maybe that's too much.
Maybe
that's too much. But that's about how big my nipples are.
And they were just... Your nipples are the size of ping pong balls. Get them out. No, they're not, you maniac.
Fine.
Well, it's actually quite... Because nipples... Weirdly, nipples are kind of 2D, aren't they? Rather than 3D.
Mine are 3D.
Well, yeah,
I've got this thing where like...
Well, I mean like the areola.
My nipple is here, but then I've got like loads of tiny nipples surrounding my nipple. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we've discussed this before.
Have we?
Yeah.
Me and you?
Me and you, yeah. It's just little bumps, so that's really normal.
Okay.
Yeah. They're not more nipples.
I've got like a fleet of nipples.
Yeah.
If my main one...
Are you arming to
falls
invade France?
Yes.
Yes.
I will conquer France with my nipple fleet. But basically, I found these lumps.
Scary.
Sorry?
That is scary.
Yeah. Thought I was going to die.
Yeah.
And then went to him and he told me you don't have it, but you do have pubertal gynecomastia.
How did you get rid of it?
I was delighted with that because I was like...
At least I don't have breast cancer.
Yeah, now I've hit puberty officially.
Yeah.
I literally think I have breast cancer because I'm hitting puberty.
So everyone's going into school with their deep voices. And hey, what have you got? Hey, you got any hair in your balls yet?
Nah.
Yeah.
I'll raise you.
Yeah, I'll raise you. We've got lumps under my tits.
Got pubertal gynecomastia.
Oh, you heard about Charlie? He's got pubertal gynecomastia.
He's got an imbalance of estrogen and testosterone.
What a fucking legend.
That guy's a fucking man.
God, I wish I had golf balls under my tits. What a man.
I've never had pubertal gynecomastia.
God, how
the fuck did he do that?
What a man.
How did he pull this one off?
Another one of the scariest moments of my life.
Right.
I was in the shower when I was about 15. So
here we go.
I imagine this is both happening at the same time in our lives. And I was washing myself quite vigorously after a sporting occasion.
Under the armpits.
Sporting occasion. Everywhere. You know, your body. Name a body part, it was getting rubbed and ready. I wasn't wanking. I was washing everywhere vigorously.
Yeah.
And at this point, I didn't know that your balls could go up inside your body. Okay, had no idea, never heard of it, because when you have balls, it's a hot. I hate thinking about the idea.
I quite like putting them in there.
I knew you would, because you're a little horrible man. A horrible little man. No, what putting them in your body is one of the. I hate that there's a whole art kind of thing.
Hole? Stop saying that.
Well, yeah, exactly. Now you're freaking out. Anyway, I didn't know that they could go inside your body. I was showering. I was doing my genitals vigorously, and then I looked down and I had this. Hold on. I looked down and I had this. Don't do it now. I looked down and there was a big lump just at the bottom part of my stomach, and I immediately went, "Oh my god, I've got cancer." I then pushed the lump and my ball came out and I fainted in the shower. I went from, can you imagine the amount of information that I took in and the feeling of all of it? I went from thinking I've definitely got cancer to, oh my god, your balls can go up inside your belly, inside your stomach.
I'm gonna die. Hang on.
And I fainted in the shower. And then just lie down in the bath for a bit after fainting.
God.
Yeah, it's a horror.
That must have been fucking awful.
Yeah, imagine I've got cancer.
What a quick.
Yeah.
But is there not some relief? Was there not kind of a moment of?
There was.
Were you like, I don't have cancer. In that moment of like my balls out, were you like, cool, I don't have cancer, but what? There's something wrong internally.
There was an information overload.
I'm not going to die, but I am broken.
Yeah, or because at that point,
different.
Your thought process is, okay, I don't have cancer. I guess your balls can go up inside your body, unless they can only go up inside my body, and something's terribly wrong with me. And I processed all of that by just fainting in the shower.
I wish I'd seen that.
Yeah, it's one of the funnier ones.
Did you kind of crumple?
Oh, yeah, I just crumpled.
I've never fainted. What is it to faint? What happened? I know what it is, but like, what is it? Not quite easy to hit your head and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of already on the fritz after the cancer thing.
Fritz.
Yeah, you often just repeat words back.
Don't know what you mean.
On the fritz, just a bit fucking wonked out.
On the fritz.
Yeah, I was.
So. How did you not know that you could put them up inside you? There might be someone listening who's never known. Do you want to tell them? Do you want to kind of comfort them or anything?
Well, I've just told them. Once you know, you know.
It's
really.
Normal.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it is normal. I hate people that do it for pleasure. I think are perverts. You?
No.
What?
I do it more for interest, for science. My friend, he got his stuck in there. Yeah, and it's really serious when you get stuck up there. Like I don't know what you'd call that area. I think it's just the kind of.
Neither do I.
I'm not sure what you call it.
It doesn't bear mentioning.
No.
It's like...
Let's call it the area that must not be mentioned.
It's like Voldemort. Yeah, you must not name it.
Yes. That area is... I don't think it's safe up there. And he got his stuck and had to have a full-on operation to get it out.
Ugh.
So I can imagine that was terrifying. I mean, the fear of death is like... I mean, especially when you're that sort of age. How old were you?
15, 14.
So yeah, I was about that age when the guy was checking my pubertal gynecastia. It's like, I'm going to fucking die.
Yeah.
I'm just getting going.
Yeah.
If I found it now, it would be probably as scary. Actually, I was about to say less scary, but it would be as scary.
Well, don't all fears somewhat come back to the fear of death?
Yes, although I guess in the case of the fear of going mad, that's not so much a fear. I guess it's a fear. It depends how far you extend the definition of death, because I guess like going mad.
Definition of death.
Hear me out.
I will.
The death of the sort of spirit.
Right. Okay.
You know when you like somebody's got dementia?
Yeah.
Apparently, I've got a friend who works. My friend is a doctor, and he works a lot with dementia patients. And apparently, you do just fully watch that person kind of evaporate.
Yeah.
From they just go
Loss of themselves.
and then it becomes this vacant box.
Even with anxieties, there is a kind of a fear of a death, because it's a death of yourself.
It's a death of the self.
Something.
Yeah.
It's a death of you as you know you.
Yeah. So I think that.
Okay.
I think it all probably does come down to a fear of death in different forms.
So, because fear material. So, if we're gonna at the start of this video essay that we're doing,
video essay,
yeah,
I like that.
You like it?
Yeah,
I like that, Andrew. I'm just gonna put myself out there now. Let me just stick my neck out. I like it.
Whatever you're doing.
I mean, you know,
I like it very much.
I'm drinking down your milkshake.
We don't have cancer.
Well, I don't know.
At the moment.
Hopefully, touch wood. Touch wood. But Yeah, so if we're doing our definition of terms, fear in terms of the material, there's kind of a fear of predators, a fear of not having food almost.
Yeah.
It's kind of life-threatening danger,
Yeah.
fear. Heights, go to that. Open water works at that. So then anxieties, kind of, fear of losing yourself, Alzheimer's, dementia, losing your mind, schizophrenia. Those are things that aren't life-threatening, but there is still a death of something.
Yes.
There's a death of yourself within that.
Yes.
I like that if we expand the definition of death, then it all does come back into death.
Would you say that there's any fear that isn't a fear of death related?
Well, phobias are the interesting ones.
Like fear of spiders?
Well, no, that is death.
I don't know if it is.
Yeah.
It could be the way that they move.
No.
But I guess it all comes down to like they're going to come onto me and kill me.
Exactly.
So why
aren't we scared of dogs for the most part, and why are we scared of spiders and snakes?
Because we're worried that they're going to attack us?
Yeah, well, they're venomous.
Yes.
We're generally scared of insects because
insects
we're scared of big things that can kill us with their big claws and big mouths, and we're scared of little things that can bite us and we're dead.
Yeah.
And that's just a learned evolutionary trait that we have.
So would you say there's any fear that is not death related at all?
Well, the kind of modern phobias, so stuff like a fear of like claustrophobia, or
I think that could still fall under...
agoraphobia, fear of going outside in public,
could still be death related.
People that like mad phobias, like someone's scared of cheese.
Yes.
That there's no death.
No, fine, but I guess it depends. There's a thing where I think it's called like basic value. Have you heard of these?
No.
Where I think if you keep asking why, you eventually hit a basic value. So like, why do we do this?
Yeah, okay.
Why are we doing this pod? So we can be better friends.
Why
we want to be better friends? So we have a nicer time.
Yeah.
Why do we want to have a nice time? Because it will make us happy. And then you can't.
Yeah.
After a certain point, you can't ask why again. I think so. Happiness is a basic value.
Okay.
And I guess if you apply that to the death thing,
death is a basic value.
Maybe death is the best. So if you do the cheese, why not cheese? Because it's going to make me ill.
Well, we'll get onto that because we're going to be discussing Freud a bit later.
Okie dokie.
Because that's an interesting point for that. Which we'll park and we'll leave and we'll wait until we get to Thinker's Corner for that.
Oh, just mind if I just nudge in here?
You can't drive.
I can't drive. Bring that up like I'm a fucking leper. I'm going to do a spooky story as well.
Spooky.
Hey, how do we get into that? Let's set it up.
I am.
Do you have any sort of spooky stories?
Your obsession with setting things... Keep it all in. Your obsession with setting things up is absolutely... I'm doing it. Hold on. Let's set this up. Yeah? And then you go, you have a spooky story for us, Andrew. Making it look so much less natural than it already fucking is.
I believe you might have a spooky story.
Andrew.
Do I have I close my eyes for this one?
I'm going to set it up first. Fucking unbelievable. So when I was at a summer camp once, it was in broad daylight that this happened.
Sorry.
Please.
This is real?
I'll tell you when the story starts.
Earlier
I'll tell you when the story starts. So this is a story about a story. I'll go, the story starts now. Or I'll at least say, honestly, you'll get it. I'll explain it so it makes sense.
Okay.
Andrew, is this real? Has it started? Is this real?
So I was at summer camp and we were sat around a logged area. It wasn't even at night, but some people told spooky stories, and this story terrified me to the extent that I think I couldn't sleep properly for like 2 months. It was just there. I mean, I was fairly young. I was probably about 12, 11. A quite scared kid. Yeah. Anyway, I was a bit of fucking jumpy.
That's the sweet spot.
I'm still a bit jumpy now. I'm a bit, but they told this story, which fucking terrified me, which I'll try and remember and do it now. There was a young girl who lived in this big countryside manor, out of the way from anyone. It was nice and secluded. You've already got a question.
Sorry, is she real? Is this based on truth? Is this inspired by a true story, or is this fully?
It's a scary story. It's not real.
Thank you.
Okay, that's going to help you sleep better, is it?
Yeah, it's important. I know that.
There's this young girl. She's about 10 years old, and she lives in a big, secluded countryside manor in the middle of the country, no one around, with her 2 parents. Now, her 2 parents are very busy people, so they often have to go and do important work stuff, important social stuff of the evening. So they'd have to leave her in the house by herself quite a lot.
Right.
So to try and offset any dangers and have protection for her, they got a big dog that would be her guard dog. And what they would do is they'd go out of the evening and the girl would be there lying in bed. And if she ever got scared, she'd just put her hand down by the side of the bed and the dog would come and just lick her hand. Her hand, that meant everything's all right. Everything's all
Yeah.
good. Just a little lick. So one night, she was there, out of bed, said goodnight to the dog, was ready to go to sleep. Put her hand down, dog gave her a nice little lick. She gave her a scruffle and then went to sleep. Then she woke up in the middle of the night, thought she heard some strange noises at some point, but she wasn't quite sure. But she put her hand down, got a lick. Then later on in the night, she thought she heard some more strange noises again. So it was a bit louder this time, but she was still, I was fine, I'll do that. She put her hand down, lick, everything's fine. Then at the end of the night, she went to the toilet. She needed the toilet in the middle of the night, went into her bathroom, and her dog's head was there on the sink, and written in its blood said, "Humans can lick hands too."
That's fucking awful.
It's terrifying, isn't it?
That's fucking awful. I thought it
genuinely
was going to
chill.
be that.
Yeah.
That's horrific.
Because you can kind of see where it's going as an adult.
As a
Imagine
kid,
as a
that would have ruined me.
I was a child.
That would have absolutely.
I was a child. It was about, this story was told to me about 1 p.m. We're sat round just at a break.
just had lunch.
We were at lunch.
I've just had a cheese sandwich.
I literally had just had a cheese sandwich. And I was just like, what the fuck are we doing here? Can we stop there? I couldn't sleep for fucking
Really?
ages.
How did you react at the time?
I was just like, what? What? Why? What are we? I was like, I was genuinely freaked out immediately.
Of course.
Everyone seemed to be fine by it, and I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to sleep for a year after that, because one, it's the proximity to the bed. That's right there, and you just imagine a human there licking your
But so
fucking
how come you don't have? Did that not kind of develop fears of being in your room and things under your bed?
Yeah, a bit. But then I got over it.
When did you last feel scared of that story?
I would say
Even on a split second basis. 19?
within the year. Maybe.
Oh, right.
It will happen where it comes into your mind.
This last year?
Probably.
Really?
Well, just like if you're in bed,
That story's
every
really
now and again.
fucked you.
All right. Well, every now and again, if I drape my hand over my bed, I'll think about it. It's in the middle of the night,
Yeah.
because it is.
I don't do that
thought.
anyway.
You don't drape your hand over your bed.
No way. Like, that's asking
Yeah.
for it.
What, the monsters are just gonna have a nibble?
Yeah.
Nibble.
Like, I wouldn't put my legs off my bed.
No.
Even now.
I get that, but the only reason I do is because of that story.
To
But
train yourself into it.
Yeah, I just get over it.
Yeah.
Go on.
On that kind of on sort of scary stories fear, because obviously you got like phobias, fear of death.
Yeah.
I think the scary stories fear falls under the bracket of madness fears personally, because it's much more.
Depends. Because that's an overt risk to your life. If there's
No,
a man,
it is, but there's a sort of the Shutter Island style of fear.
I love that you're referencing Shutter Island.
That's all I've got.
Yeah.
It's the only film I've seen. Like that I think that fear of madness and that kind of scary story, spooky ghoul, what's out there.
Yeah.
I think that's
Fear of the unknown-y.
that kind of imagination fear.
But it's not, because why are we scared in the dark more than we are in the light?
Because of the imagination.
Yeah, but that's because of legit danger. Like, we were at risk to being killed
In the dark.
In the dark, yeah.
We are.
In the day, yeah. We're so much more vulnerable in the dark because we can't see, and we mostly rely on our sight. We're an animal that relies on our sight more than anything. So when
Yeah.
it's dark, danger. Because the scariest things, particularly in films and I guess in our general life, is when we can't understand the objectives or the motives of the people that are trying to hurt us.
Harm us, yeah.
It's because when it's like a burglary, sure,
You want my money or
you want my
cutlery.
money, and you might not want to kill me. Even if it's like, I just want to kill this person, that's a bit less creepy than a hunchback under your bed who
What the
you
fuck
don't
do you
know
want?
what they're doing.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing with me?
But it's the unknown.
Yeah, and the lack of understanding intention in a human is actually really scary.
It's just abstract harm. Like, you just mean me fucking harm. I don't know why. That's so much more terrifying because it's limitless.
It's better to be murdered instantly than tortured. That's kind of part of it.
Yes,
It
it is better. But also, I think it's like the kind of the potential for harm is you got no idea what they're capable of.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, hunchbacks under the bed. You
What
can't read their.
No idea.
What are you
Whereas like brick, bald
Always
man with a brick.
bald. Are you scared of bald men? What's going on with the bald thing?
I think often they are scary.
Is your dad bald?
No, and he's not scary. He's lovely.
All right. Yeah.
There are often like scary
Yeah.
bald men. They're not all
I think bald men are generally less scary. They've got a kind of jovial
fine.
aspect to them.
I guess it's more of the wispy, about 5 hairs on their head. That's the worst.
Yeah, like 5 hairs on their head is terrifying, but they're really long.
5 incredibly long hairs on the head.
Yeah, that is scary. Well, it suggests like you're a monster.
Go get a haircut.
Yeah, that's the scariest part about
You've been
it.
cultivating that look for ages. You know exactly what you're doing.
You're not wrong. This is a very embarrassing thing.
Okay.
The only other time that I have prayed to God because I've been so afraid is when I was hosting my 15th birthday party.
Yeah.
And it was outside and there was a small gazebo, but it wasn't big enough to fill the whole party. And it started raining that day. And I was so terrified of it going wrong that I prayed to God that it would stop raining. That is the only other time I prayed to God. It's the most.
What did you say to him? What was your prayer?
Please, God, please make it stop raining.
Don't rain on me.
Don't rain on me because this will be a disaster.
Amen.
I don't think I might have. I probably did.
You
For a
if
penny,
you didn't do the
for a
amen,
pound.
you didn't seal it.
And it did rain for a bit, so
You should have sealed the deal.
yeah. That's the only time I've been that afraid. I guess when you're 15 and like social importance and respect is the most important thing in the world, it kind of makes some sense. But it's an embarrassing fact about me that that's the only ever time I pray to God.
Yes. Did it? So it didn't work.
It was showers for most of the day. The party overall was a bit of a disaster.
Were there girls there?
There were girls there.
I could see why.
I did kiss one. She's a lesbian now too.
I don't think a lot of people know about the first one.
Oh, fair enough. That's 3.
Yeah, that seems more than a coincidence.
That's high.
Yeah.
3. Anyway.
There's nothing wrong with it though, man.
And on that party, one of the
A lot of his ex-girlfriends have now become lesbians.
see the previous episode somewhere.
Patreon.
Join the Patreon. There on for that party, a great thing that happened was me and my dad. It was at my dad's house. The weekend before it, it was a Saturday.
Yeah.
Dad and I were just sitting watching sport or something.
Yeah.
We got a knock on the door, and one of my acquaintances from school who was invited to the party was there. And I was like, "Hello," and he went, "Hi." I was like, "What's up?" He was like, "The party." I was like, "Yeah, you've come a week. You've come a week early, mate."
You're incredibly early.
So he had to, and his dad had left, so we had to come and sit in the living room. I don't know him that well. It was someone you just invite.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
And so we just sat there, watched sport.
Did he
with
stay
him.
for the whole week?
He stayed for the week. We thought it's silly for you to go back.
Two
now.
birds, one stone.
The party is in a week. Why didn't you stay? Why didn't you stay, John? Go on. We'll make a bed for you. Any snacks? Yeah, but that's the only time. It's a very embarrassing thing to be like, that's the only time I pray to God. But
Yeah, I mean,
I could have prayed to God later on in life. I think I then,
would you say that, sorry to nitpick, would you say that's terrified? Is that
No.
fear?
It's fear. It's anxiety.
It's a fear, yeah, but is that fear?
Fear of social humiliation.
I guess it probably is fear because it's more of a danger. It's
Yeah.
not anxiety feels more like there's a latent threat. There's not really anything happening.
Are you saying that that's anxiety?
I'm saying that it's fear. I'm agreeing with you.
But I'm saying it's anxiety.
Oh.
Well, let's
we
go back to
disagree
our
then.
definitions, because our definitions. If you wouldn't mind,
I've been waiting for that.
our definitions at the top were fear is something in the that's a material danger to your life.
Yes.
Social embarrassment isn't a fear to.
No.
But if we again going back
But it
to
is a pain in the arse.
your first principle thing or whatever, what was
Basic
it?
values.
Basic value. Why do we fear social humiliation? Because we'll be outcast from society, and therefore we'll be living by ourselves, which is a danger to our life.
Yes.
So it works.
Okay.
I like this. What's it? First principle.
Basic value?
Basic value.
I think that's what it's called.
I'm liking it.
It's quite up your street, I think.
It's adding up.
Yeah.
Why is it up my street?
I just think
What are you saying about me?
It's a compliment, actually. It just
Right.
makes you're a logical man.
Oh.
And there's a real ladder of
logic. Ladder of logic.
A logic
Let me
ladder.
climb up the ladder of logic. That's how I see my life. Oh, up we go. Another rung today.
Wait, so quickly.
Yes.
Sorry, back on the prayer. I mean, do you think if there is a God, if Jesus was, or Allah, or any of the other ones,
Please.
if that person or that being heard you,
Christ. Really stumbling over this one.
if they heard you,
Yeah.
would they have thought probably he's taking the piss now?
I think if I was
What do you mean pray? You're not even praying.
if
for,
I
like,
was God, you're like,
shut the fuck
what?
up.
This is the first. You coming to me for the first time whilst
Some
being
school
like
days.
being a little dickhead 14-year-old going, God's all a bunch of wank. I know what's up. And then going, please don't make it rain on my birthday.
I'm trying to kiss her.
I'm trying to kiss a lesbian. Please don't let it rain.
Yeah, if I was God, I'd be like, listen,
Yeah.
I need a lot more than that.
Can't be your first prayer.
And also, yeah, that could definitely can't. If it's like,
Can't be your only one.
If your first prayer was like, please God, let me not have cancer and let my ball come down out of my body.
Fair. Didn't have time though.
If you'd said that to me and I was God, I'd be like,
fair enough.
I'm going to give him a break on this one.
Yeah. I wasn't exactly the most pious child, and it did rain.
I think I have prayed before.
What in a scared situation?
In a very similar way to you.
Yeah. What was it?
I think it was more like praying to like, it's such a boring one. I think I would just pray not to like fuck up my exams.
Oh, that is lame.
But it is the same idea of like, if I was God, I'd be like,
come on, mate.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Well, it's a bit like pitching up. It's a bit like not talking to your family and then asking to borrow money.
Yeah, or a charger.
It's not like a charger. It's not like that, no. Well, if let's say you haven't spoken to your family for 5 years and then you pop up and go, sorry, mum, can I borrow a charger? That would be like that. And then you just leave the house.
It'd be weird for you
Could
to
I
do that.
borrow? Could you not just, yeah.
I think that would scream more like I'm trying to come back into the family, actually.
It's a cry for help.
Yeah. It's a very bad excuse to restart the conversation.
Can I borrow a charger?
Can I borrow
Sorry, mum.
can I a top?
Yeah. A top. Yeah.
No, a charger. Let's stay on the charger.
Yeah, yeah. Let's not confuse this brilliant metaphor that we're constructing together right now. Can I borrow a charger?
Yeah, that would be like if I was the mum.
a blouse?
If I had anything about me as the mother in that situation, I'd be like, he obviously wants to talk to me.
He's come home.
And he's feeling insecure about it.
And the charger is a metaphor because he himself feels like he's out of juice without the love of his mother.
Yes.
The mother is the charger. The love is the socket.
And you are the cable.
And my dad's the electricity.
Yeah. And Jesus is the house.
And God is this world.
Amen.
Amen. My other one is that I had I had an interview for work that I really didn't care too much. I did care about, actually. I did want to get it. But it wasn't that high stakes. I don't really care about my 9 to 5, really.
Yeah.
But I'd been out I went to see Sammy Virgie. This is fucking ages ago.
DJ?
Yeah,
Nice.
in Oxford. This is like 4 years
He's from
ago.
Oxford, actually.
Is he?
Yeah, my mate went to school. I found out the other day my mate went to school with him and they would play Xbox and he got bullied a bit, but now he's killing it.
Well, there you go.
So good up.
Rags to riches.
Big up to Sammy.
Big up, Sammy. But no, me and Elle and I went to see it. This was like 3 years ago, maybe. I went to see him in Oxford, whatever, on the Saturday night. And then came back I had an interview early Monday. I then came back on Sunday and we just had a few beers with a friend. It was just too much alcohol, like the whole thing. And I did some stuff on the Saturday. And then I got to my interview on Monday and I was just fucking not with it at all. That was fine though. Usually I've been good under those situations forever. Mm-hmm. And I got in there and my mind just fucking went blank.
Really?
And I basically had a panic attack. Because when your mind goes blank and you're like, you panic, genuinely.
Yeah.
They had to stop the interview.
What?
They were like, go and it's fine. Go. They were really nice about it. It was fucking humiliating.
You're a wreck.
You're genuinely like, no, take a minute. It's all right. I had to like fucking, because I just couldn't think. My mind couldn't formulate a word because what's happening is you're fucking thinking about thinking.
Which is the worst thing ever.
Which is the worst thing ever because then you're like, oh, I'm thinking, I'm talking, I'm doing this, but then I'm not actually saying
I mean, you're
anything.
fucked. You're
fucked.
You're gone.
And then that does a panic and then you're all fucked. And so for now, like,
physically, what was happening for you?
just panic attack.
Shaking.
Yeah. Just your heart racing and your
Christ.
vision's going blurry.
Vision going blurry?
Yeah, a little bit. Because you're just panicking.
Jesus.
So now that happened once to me, I'm always scared it's going to happen again.
Yeah.
So sometimes, like, if in a pressure situation, I'll be talking and then stuff starts going. I'm like, and I start thinking about what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And thinking about the fact that I'm saying something.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but actually, you're not thinking about what you're saying here. And then you go, whoa.
Does that still affect you? In a
Yeah.
way? Have you heard of a thing called propranolol?
No.
It won a BAFTA. Or, no, it
I
won.
was sure that was going to be a drug or something.
No, it won a Nobel.
Prize.
It won a Nobel Prize in some way, or one of the big ones.
A Nobel
burger,
a Nobel fish. Yeah.
It won like a prize for being so fucking
Good.
fire as a pill.
So it is a drug.
It's a drug.
Oh right.
It's called propranolol.
Did you say it won a BAFTA?
Yeah. It won a prize.
It's such a good drug that it won a British.
Yeah.
What the fuck? British Academy? Oh, I've lost.
Film and Television Awards.
Yeah, thanks for the easy bit.
Yeah. Snuck in there. It won a prize for being so. Basically, what it does is it reduces the physical symptoms of anxiety. So for anyone listening, it fucking bangs.
that.
I've done it. I've used it.
I want that.
It's really good. It's like I'll get your GP will prescribe it to you easy. But basically, what it does is it will reduce the physical symptoms of anxiety. So you're still emotionally, you'll still be thinking about stuff, but you won't have these shakes. It basically just armors you up.
Well, annoyingly, because mine, I'll spaz out basically every now and again.
Yeah.
Which is because I'm an overthinker.
But that's what. Yeah.
But then
Me
it's
too.
like, but in my mind, I'm like, no, it is fine. It's just my body is going. My mind is kind of calm, but my body's going blah.
Yeah. That's it. That's all you need.
Interesting.
It really works. Trust me.
Okay.
I'll send you something.
Yeah. Well, as I say, it's only rare. It's in like a pressure situation or something.
Yeah, you just need it.
I either fucking excel and I'm great under pressure, or I just fucking crumble.
Yeah. Well, this will mean that you're great every time.
Interesting. Good.
There's I have a similar experience in again in an exam, but like I basically got the shakes. I had a real fuck up in one of my exams at school.
Yeah.
It was a history exam. I think I answered a question wrong and then like retreated out of it, but then fucked myself for time.
Right.
And then just had a kind of mad panic where I just started like quivering and stuff. Got up to go to the toilet in a kind of fight or flight thing, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna stay. So I pushed through it, and I think I did okay. But it left me with this weird thing where every time I had again, a really boring story. Every time I had a history exam,
It's just exams.
Every time I had a history exam, I would have the shakes every single time.
Just history.
Just history.
Interesting.
As a kind of
because that happened to you previously.
Incredibly soft form of PTSD.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been through some stuff.
Bro.
Yeah, but every time for the rest of my history like exams, I had a few more of my school career. I would get the shakes.
Yeah.
So solidarity.
Yeah, I think.
But I don't know about propranolol then.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting.
It'll sort you. The
I think
fuck
it'll
out.
be really handy just in a few situations where that, as I say, because it's not like
occasionally.
It's not like one where you're going to get hooked on it. I imagine. I'm sure you can get.
No, yeah, people do take it regularly, but you don't need. You know, it's used. It's used for a variety of things. Some people use it for like social occasions. You'll use it for like a presentation or an interview.
That's very.
I mean,
handy.
you can become the thing to try and avoid, as with any drug, I think, is to avoid the reliance on it for you know, thinking I can't do this without this. But if you have like a big, you know, interview and you took it, it just gives you that level of like,
I'm all right.
Armor. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's get some drugs in.
Yeah.
My fucking
we had
remarkable
a boo-boo before we
for
started.
all the old Boys Gone Wild fans that are still kicking around. We've got a my remarkable just packed in.
It looks like one of those, you know, that toy where you put your face into it and it does your imprint of your face or your hand.
You know what, Charlie?
It looks
you're
just like
fucking
that.
right.
Show them again.
Just packed in, which is a nightmare. After me being the biggest proponent of remarkable there is.
Well, they're not mutually exclusive.
I guess not, but it was just in my bag.
I think you probably just gave it a big bang.
Okay, so we've had some of Charlie and I's initial thoughts about the concept of Thea. Thea? I always do that with
my granny's best mate. It's called Thea. She has a moustache.
Thea, yeah. Have we had a mix-up and that's what you thought the topic was?
I thought we were going to.
Why are we talking?
How does Andrew know Thea?
Thea? Going to do an hour.
I don't know if I've got many stories on Thea.
Are we going to do an hour and a half on my
She doesn't have a moustache. But...
Now we've heard Charlie and I's thoughts about the concept of fear, what we think about it initially, our thoughts and feelings on it, some of our experiences. We're now going to dive into our Thinker's Corner, where we hear from some of the best minds of our generation and what they have to say about the concept of fear. So I'm just going to read you off some quotes, Charlie, get your take on them just to warm us up, get us into the academic kind of mindset. So this is a quote from Montaigne, or Montaigne. Montaigne.
Etna.
Yeah. He was so... God, that's a good-looking guy. I'd love to give him a layer. It's not bad.
Because it's cold up there.
Chugga-boying in. No, because he's fit. That's a good-looking fella. I'd love to give him a layer.
Because he's climbing Everest and it's freezing up there.
No, because he's attractive.
Okay.
Let's say
what the fuck's it got to do with the Himalayas then?
We're on the
Himalayas.
We're standing on.
So you are cold.
The temperature is irrelevant.
I think it's. I'm not sure it is, man, because you're giving him a layer.
Don't man me. Don't patronise me.
Not sure it is, man.
I'm hearing what you're saying, but I'm just going to give you a bit of a tip if you're going to say this to anyone else. Let's just pause it for a minute. Montaigne, Etna. Montaigne, Etna. The thing I fear most is fear
Itself.
Well, no, that's interesting. So this was done before.
Herself.
Teddy Roosevelt said it.
Well, he just butchered it and added one fucking pronoun.
Christ, that was a visceral reaction to that. You really hate it.
He's claimed credit for
he said
his work.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Right.
Montaigne said the thing I fear most is fear. So, you know.
Same diff.
But yeah, it has been slightly nicked in some ways. What do
But
you
that's
think
not
about
what this pod's about.
what about nicking things?
No, that's theft. We're doing fear.
Go on.
What do I think of that?
Sure.
This
is what this whole
to be honest, I think that's kind of nonsense.
Oh,
Because the only thing I have to fear is fear itself.
what about a big monster?
Well, no, but also like I'm scared of being scared is sort of macho. If you actually break it down, which we're doing, I think it's like, I think that's kind of macho bollocks, basically.
I disagree.
If anything, the only thing I fear is not being fearful. Fear is helpful quite a lot of the time.
But is it really? In our modern world right now, is it helpful to be fearful? What are you scared of that you're happy to be scared of?
Monsters?
There are no monsters in this world.
No, but there are men.
If you could take away the fear that makes you check your bathroom every night for a hunchback living in the toilet, would you do it?
I'd take away that specific fear, but that instinct of like self-protection, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't think I would personally say the quote isn't saying I don't want to be scared when there's a lion attacking me. It's a bit more of a society-based one. It's like we live in a world where there aren't many credible threats to our life.
If I met someone who said the only thing I have to fear is fear itself, I wouldn't chat to them again.
It's fair because that would be a weird thing to come up in the pub.
It'd be a really weird and annoying thing to say in the pub.
It would, but I completely agree with that.
Okay.
That's the worst thing about being in these situations is feeling fearful when you don't need to. I think maybe with our definitions, it's kind of talking more about anxiety. It's about unfounded fear.
Yeah.
If I'm scared I would love to not be scared of going in the ocean so I can go and swim with stuff. I'd love to have that because rationally, I shouldn't be fearful of it.
Well, there's a small amount of risk though.
There is.
I think there's a balance, to be honest. I don't think you should be not scared of anything ever. I don't think
they're saying that. I don't think Roosevelt or Montaigne are saying don't be scared of it.
Obviously they're saying, if it's a lion attacking you, I'm sure that both of them would have been like, I don't want this. Please get me out of it.
So then what are you saying?
I'm saying that I agree with them that that's scary, but also a bit of fear doesn't hurt.
But again, a bit. I'm saying they're not saying the quote isn't we can't fear anything at any point ever. The fear
That's
is
macho
the
nonsense.
only thing we have to fear is fear. Because if we face things with bravery, we're going to have to face shit anyway. Would you not like to remove the fear of having Alzheimer's when you're older? Does that not hamper your life a little bit?
Yeah, but equally, maybe if I didn't have that fear, I might go and do loads of drugs and smack my head into a girder or something.
Okay.
So like,
okay.
There's a healthy level of a healthy smidge of fear.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I suppose.
And does protect you.
It does, but Alzheimer's, I guess, yeah.
And to be honest,
yeah,
I reckon
it's not. But the quote isn't saying fear is bad. I think
it is saying that.
In a way, it is, but it's saying because that would probably these are in the context of doing brave acts and acts that are brave political acts that are necessary to be done. Like we need to go to war at this point, and we just have to. So at that point, when you got to do it, the only thing to fear is fear. Because we got to, just got to button up. It's a call to courage, I suppose.
Fine.
You're scared about going in the ocean because of the sharks.
Yeah.
So you get there and you see a shark. You have some fear when that's happening, right? But is that
terrified?
But even if we're faced with something, a scary situation that we need to act on.
Yeah.
Fear is the thing that stops you getting there initially. Right? It'll say, I don't want to go into that situation. So that's where fear is kind of a helpful thing. But a lot of the time, when you're actually doing something, fear is unhelpful. It's an unhelpful thing to think
it hampers
because it sends you into a...
Yeah, like in your interview.
So exactly. So I'm scared about being scared. That's a whole thing that's going on in there, which is kind of the thing that can fuck you.
I think you can apply it in different scenarios. And in some cases, that works.
If I took the fear out of you completely... You might do something stupid. That's an absolutely fair point and correct. I think.
You might have a better quality of life.
But fear is a constraining thing that kind of fucks our lives up at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's the real thing that we're scared of. We're not actually scared of the actions that we're scared of doing. We're scared of the feeling of feeling scared.
I don't know. Right now, that just feels a bit like something any fucking
gym
bro.
Well, that's kind
pod
of
boy would say
because it's such a famous quote from Roosevelt.
Is that in Star Wars?
No. It's Teddy Roosevelt.
It feels like quite a Star Wars.
It does feel like a Star Wars quote, to be fair.
So yeah, I'd say. I mean, I don't like being scared, but also I think we're being quite brave all the time. Anyway,
why?
I don't know. We're just putting ourselves out there and being.
such a lovely view of human.
Like, as in, I think personally, that I probably do live on that attitude of the only thing I have to fear is fear itself.
Yeah,
But I would never ever say it
that's fair. It's a bit
because I think it's quite cunty.
It is. That's fair.
But I do hate being scared, and I don't want to be scared, and I do want to feel free and composed and brave.
It's become a cliche, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
But it is a nightmare to be scared. No one likes it. That's why I won't watch a horror film.
You wouldn't want to watch a horror film.
No.
Yeah, but there's a fun in that.
No, it's fucking
There's
scary.
a joy in fear. You don't find any joy in...
I find no joy in fear.
What would you go?
I find joy
would you
in
go
thrill.
skydiving?
Yeah, I'd be more thrilled.
Same kind of thing, though, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but it's not scary in the kind of, again, the ghouly, Shutter Island, gory, or anything of that kind. Fuck that.
Is that because you're going to go to bed at night
And think about them being under my bed or in my room.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
that's exactly why.
Because at least if you do a bungee jump, you've got a nice adrenaline.
No
rush
one's
and
gonna
you
get
feel
me up
great after it. You're not going to bed thinking, Christ,
I might get bungeed.
I might get bungeed.
No.
There's a bungee under my bed. Yeah, no, I
So
good points.
In conclusion, we back that.
We back it, but with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, we wouldn't say it.
So this one's from Martha Nussbaum. Fear is intensely narcissistic. It grabs us and makes us feel that our own safety is the only thing that matters. What do you think about that?
Fear is intensely narcissistic. It grabs us and makes us think the only thing. Again, I know what she means.
I'm just imagining, just like some great philosophers, and you're just there with your hat going, look, I get what you're saying, right? Which is basically what this whole podcast is. Really.
I get what they're saying.
Yeah.
But then it's not always selfish and narcissistic to fucking be scared of war or getting fucking run over.
But does maybe the cause isn't, but it's the consequence, I think maybe she's pointed towards. Does fear make us act in a selfish and narcissistic manner?
No, not necessarily. You can be fearful of other people getting hurt. You can be fearful of like what my baby, if I leave my baby in this fucking bush, it's not going to be here in 20 minutes. You can be scared. That's a...
If that's someone's biggest fear of after leaving their baby in the bush, it gets taken, then they've got some fucking problems. Stop putting your baby in the bush.
Yeah, but that's a fear.
What's your biggest fear? Oh, it's just when I leave my baby in that bush, I'm just really scared that it's going to get taken. I know it's irrational. It's like a phobia I have. It's really weird.
This weird thing I've got.
Just leave. I just like imagine if someone just comes and takes them from the bush. Like, oh,
like
God.
It's narcissistic in the same way that there's no such thing as a selfless act.
Yeah.
You can be scared, but
but I think
being scared about not all of our fears are about ourselves anyway.
I suppose maybe what it kind of, if we take Martha's fear there, it's mostly maybe better coined as panic. Because when you get into that panic state and everything,
you're very
just
selfish.
Get me out of it. Fuck this. Fuck everyone. I need to go.
It's a selfish state
because you're feeling it to such an intense manner that you have to.
You're kind of animal mode.
Well, it's fight or flighting.
Yeah.
Fight or flight.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, maybe. So we say maybe that works for panic, but maybe not for all kinds of fear.
Can we hear that quote one more time?
Fear is intensely narcissistic. It grabs us and makes us feel that our own safety is the only thing that matters.
Yeah, I think, but that might
people
be.
have fears
that might be.
about...
Sorry.
No, you go.
No, you go.
No, Charlie.
That might be a biological thing where it's like it is entirely a selfish thing because all your body is telling you to protect yourself.
Survive.
Yeah, and I don't think actually how fear plays out. We do care and fear for other people too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I agree.
She's been quite rigid.
So maybe we're saying, as I said, works for kind of a panic thing rather than fear as a blanket statement.
It works, for panic.
Which is why it's important we defined our terms at the top of the essay, Charlie.
Yes.
So
for panic, it's spot on.
Yeah. Let's jump into our friend Freud for his
Sigmund.
Yeah.
Never met one.
You do just like saying what? Yeah, yeah. Our first introduction to Freud on this podcast was you being, well, that's an odd name, isn't it?
Oh, really?
Sigmund, which it just isn't.
It is, man.
Quite, yeah, it is in our current society, but we're going back a bit, and we're going to be doing that every now and again when we talk about someone that doesn't live right now. You don't see many Sigmunds down the pub, do you? Yeah, you don't see many people down the pub with the fathers of psychoanalytic theory.
But do you think that means in like 400 years there'll be a philosopher called Corey or something?
Yeah.
Really?
Corey.
Very contemporary. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we'll go crazier than that. There's going to be fucking names are changing at a mad rate.
Anita.
Yeah, there's going to be Anita isn't. When you're trying to think of a modern contemporary name, you've come up with Anita
and Corey.
Anita. I hardly know her.
I need to think
I need
more
to think.
clearly about this.
So Freud is going to take us in a bit of an interesting, as he always does, a bit of an interesting segue into what his kind of perceptions of fear is. So I think when we're given our definitions again, I think he's mostly dealing with anxiety, and actually states anxiety himself. I think anxiety partly came from Freud's work. I don't know if that's fucking right, but
Let's assume it is.
But I think it is. So again, it's a rational kind of fears. He works a lot with phobias. Go on, say what you want to say.
Do you believe that he would have been a very anxious and terrified person?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to be.
Partly, but I mean, a lot of his stuff doesn't come from introspection. There's famous case studies that he works with, and that's where he's building a lot of this stuff. But I think to think these things, you've got to have some of them going on in yourself. But it's a good point. There's a big train of thought about can we ever separate an individual's thoughts from their culture, which we can get into at some point. Which is really interesting, because even in some like scientific facts are presented as scientific facts, but if you trace them in the culture that they're in, particularly the politically one, it's not surprising that they came up with that stuff during that thing.
Yes.
So that's a bit like Freud. But so Freud is starting off with fears like there's a realistic fear, normal danger. So I think that's what we're calling fear, i.e. there's a lion over there.
Yeah.
Neurotic fear, unconscious impulses, which will surface and kind of fuck us. So I think that's the anxiety. That's the fear of the hunchback under the bed.
Right.
Yeah.
Shutter Island.
Shutter Island. And then there's a moral fear, which is scared of doing something wrong or forbidden.
Being
like,
bad
I'm
guy.
scared of doing something bad. I'm scared of
Murdering my dad.
boinking my cousin, etc., etc.
Leaving my baby in a bush.
So Freud is a big fella when it's about fear or anxiety. It comes from childhood experiences. They're all coming at the start of our lives, which is so particularly during the psychosexual stages. So we're going to be doing a bit of Oedipus complex.
You're a bit
here.
psychosexual.
What? Because I'm mad and I want to bang. Hong Kong.
It's very hard to pull off. I'm a psychosexual.
Yeah, just kind of just like, yeah, it's not good. So psychosexual stage is around like 4 to 7 years old ish. Is Oedipus? Do you know what the Oedipus complex is?
You want to shag your mum,
Basically, yeah, you want to shag your mum,
or you're obsessed with her breast.
That's a bit earlier, but it's like because you have like the mouth, the oral stage. I think is before. But this psychosexual stage,
I don't understand it though.
that's all right.
I don't understand. It's so hard to imagine because they say that there is sexuality within children,
Yeah.
but I don't think anyone really knows what that is because kids don't feel.
Well, you don't know that really, do you?
But I don't think we did. I don't think at that age we did
We did what?
feel sexual arousal.
No, not arousal, but there's.
But what is it then? Because I don't think you can call it sexual then in that case.
So you can have sexual.
What other sexual is there other
You
than
can
the
have
adult?
sexual interest. You can be like, we're fascinated with genitals for a little bit.
I know, but is that for me? The only sexual arousal that exists is the one that we all share as adults. Really, like
But
kids.
you're saying
kids is like,
arousal.
oh, look at that! Look at my willy.
Yeah, but it can be sexual because it's playing with. It's like Adam. I'll say it. He used to have this friend at school where they were like 5 and they'd go in and they'd
Compare willies.
They'd touch each other's bums. It was a girl, and they'd be like, and they'd show each other. I think maybe just show each other their bums, and he had this bum friend where in the playground.
I mean, maybe that counts.
It does because it's interest. It's kind of a fascination. It doesn't need to be arousal. Sex is many things. It's not I've got a boner.
No,
there is interest with genitalia, because it's within us,
and it's different to what we've got.
Yeah. But so that again, we can get into Freud more later on. But that's the basic stage we're in.
Right.
So
that's how he breaks down fear.
Kind of, yeah.
Right.
So during that psychosexual phase, so we'll get into the Oedipus complex because of this case study that he has. But so the whole idea is that childhood trauma, essentially, trauma wouldn't have been the word he used, I imagine, but kind of ruptures in the psychosexual phase or things that have scared us during this manifest themselves into different phobias when you're older. So he did this mostly by an example, a case study, but of little hands. Now, that doesn't mean it's a gentleman with small hands, Charlie. It's a 5-year-old boy called Hans.
Thanks for clarifying.
Hans? That's a weird name. Don't meet many Hanses at the pub, do you? Dickhead. So, little Hans, he was a 5-year-old boy who develops a fear of horses. He was terrified of horses, of them biting them, attacking them, blah, blah, all of it. Terrified of horses, couldn't go anywhere near them. So his mum took him to Freud and went, what's going on? Little Hans can't look at a big horse without shitting himself. So what do we do? What does Freud do? Freud talks to him.
No idea.
Yeah. That's why you're not him. That's why no one brings their small boys to you with their phobias. Please help me, Charlie. I just don't know what to do, really. So Freud talks to him, analyzes some of his dreams, talks to the parents, thinks about the home life, etc., etc. This is what Freud comes up with, why this boy is scared of horses. And he uses this as a case study to explain his general theory of anxiety and fear. So he's linked it with the Oedipus complex, which happens about from the ages 3 to 6. So you want to fuck your mum, or you at least have some sort of sexual thing or like understanding of your mum as a sexual being, and therefore your dad becomes your rival. Yes. So you want to fear you fear your father in a way.
And that's from Freud. He came up with the Oedipus complex.
Yeah.
Right.
So Freud.
What a banker that is.
What a banker.
Yeah, you just got that one. You can basically apply that one every single time to anything. Any boy, any scared little boy, it's like, boy, you probably want to fuck your mum. Stage 1.
Yeah, I guess. It was powerful. Yeah, I guess you need a few more things after that.
Yeah, but it's a banker.
Okay.
I'll be banging that out. If I was Sigmund, I'd be absolutely rinsing my...
So you're saying the Oedipus complex is a certified banker?
Yeah.
Banker!
Sorry,
if we could get a stamp. Banker! That'll be great. If it's too hard, don't. So Freud is saying this is to do with his Oedipus complex, because he's at the stage where he's during that time, all of that stuff's happening. So Hans was very attached to his mum and was expressing...
But he couldn't really hold on.
Well, that means he could.
No, because his hands were so tiny. He was
like... good. Give him a boing. That is good. He was attached to his mum, even though very odd, he was attached to his mum, but he couldn't even hold on somehow. Because of the little hands. That was great. He was very attached to his mum and expressed a lot of sexual curiosity. He would ask her a lot about her genitals.
Fucks. Shut up.
Kids are weird, and
no, but if I was mum, I'd be like, yeah.
But if you do that...
No, you can't do that.
But doing that is going to be a bad thing for Hans in the future, because you're going to be repressing feelings that are then going to come out in odd ways.
Oh, so his mum should just let him finger her.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's exactly what I was saying.
If you don't let the kid finger you...
They're going to come out all weird. You're not going to make a little Hans joke after the fingering?
Fisting.
Sure. Right, come on. Hans was very attached to his mum and expressed a lot of sexual curiosity, asking about her genitals, his genitals, the world. He was sexually interested in things.
Sick fuck.
No, stop. He had a big fear of his father. His dad was a very domineering presence. He was quite a harsh man, as a lot of fathers were back in that day. Mm-hmm. Scary, but this dad was particularly scary. Right. So saw him as his rival, classic Oedipus complex stuff. Okay. So Freud's theory was that Hans had displaced his fear and his Oedipal complex, his fear of castration from his father, and his attachment to his mother. Mm-hmm. That complex, he's displaced that onto a fear and phobia of horses.
Right.
So the reason for that being, so his overall thing is that you process your childhood traumas or fears or anxieties in a way that's more manageable.
Yeah.
So because you can't really, it's too subconscious. Everything's too deep, dark, down beneath.
I'm just going to chat to the horses.
I'm just going to be scared of a horse.
Right.
So part of the reason why he was saying specifically the horse for little Hans was that horses were somewhat reminiscent of his dad. Because his dad had a moustache and glasses.
And the horses have glasses?
Looks a bit like a horse in this way.
I know what you mean.
So basically, it's you know what we were talking about with dreams in our sleep episode?
Yep.
If that's out. That kind of, the subconscious being a painter.
Projecting onto it.
Yeah,
wow.
So the subconscious is there, but you're putting it on a horse. You're putting it on something completely different. So that is kind of a fear of phobia, a theory of phobias a lot of the time. It's unresolved, repressed childhood trauma, desires or conflicts that come out and put themselves onto something that's more manageable.
Yeah, it's easy. You can be scared of horses and live a relatively normal life.
It's got to come out somewhere.
Right.
Is kind of the thing.
Right.
So Freud treated him, analysed his dreams, and by helping him confront his Oedipal complex, the phobia started to lessen. So the whole thing is a unconscious conflicts.
Do I have a bogey?
No. Unconscious conflicts can then produce... Quick question for you, Andrew. What if I stop you for a moment? Do I have a bogey? Fucking hell. Unconscious conflicts can cause phobias. What do you think about Freud and little hands?
Okay, so unfortunately, you're not gonna like this.
No, I'm not.
But I think that it's fair enough that the dad was a bit domineering and weird with hands.
We're not. Hold on. This isn't about.
No, but
This isn't about
let me explain.
slating
Let
hands.
me explain.
Hands isn't a villain in this story.
Let me explain. He's got something to answer for.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Because like, if I was the dad and Hans kept asking my wife about her fanny, I'd be like, can you shut up? Like, no wonder that he got a weird vibe from his dad.
Yeah.
I didn't ask my mum all about her vagina when I was a kid.
You have no idea. You might well
I'm
have done.
pretty fucking sure I did.
You can't be sure of that.
Well,
We'll have to call up your mum.
we can do.
Do you want to call up your mum right now?
No.
Okay.
I think it's so. There's no wonder that the dad was weird with him. So
Okay.
I don't
Again,
I don't have that much.
We're
Listen.
not judging the Hans' family.
I don't have
That's
that
not
much
what's happening
sympathy
here.
for Hans.
Okay, again, we're not judging Hans or his mum or his dad. We're
Okay.
thinking, what do you
How
think
true
about
is
that
this?
as a theory? Not how does it sit with you?
I think I like the theory, and I think it's very creative.
Right.
I think it's kind of mad and very hard to prove. I don't know if he's ever been able to prove any of this stuff.
The only way that you can kind of do it is via his case studies and his treatment of
and
it.
correlation and
Yeah. So, well, psychoanalysis is an interesting one because it's obviously psychology in general. There's a big debate as to whether it's even a science or not because there's so much you
unknown.
can't objectively prove.
Right.
Psychoanalysis is a big, kind of, it was happening before modern psychology came into being, when there's a bit more of a scientific twinge to it.
Yeah.
But one of the big problems with Freud in some ways is that you are right with it's very creative. At the same time, you can't prove or disprove anything, which makes it ethereal. But at the same time, psychoanalysis is still a thing to this day and people still use it all the time.
You can't prove it, but intuitively it works, I think. It's a sort of terrifying and amazing that how important that start of life it like to imagine us as like this kind of little memory foamy clay thing.
Yeah.
The fact that like a little thumbprint in there fucks you for 80 years is mad.
Yeah, it is.
And stuff that happens now wouldn't even touch the sides compared to like if you're two.
Yeah, and something odd or traumatic. But the funny, even kind of relatively insignificant things can happen that entirely shape us.
Yeah, which is like, I mean that one
with fear particularly.
I guess that one is more scientifically proven, right?
Well, it's not.
I think it is.
Yeah. Why?
I just think
why
it
is little hands scientifically proven?
Because you can just go off. I know correlation isn't causation, but you can really go pretty heavy off the fact that like somebody had some mad shit happen to them when they were 2.
Yeah. Oh, so
And
you
now
mean
they're
just in
mental.
general trauma when you were younger?
Yeah, like that one's clearly a banker.
I don't like that that's going to become a thing, but I do a bit. Well, no, but I mean more like, yeah. I mean, but that obviously affects you. But Freud, so that could be a modern psychological thing. PTSD, that's not a Freudian thing. Why are you laughing at that?
The banker thing.
Banker. Well, that's like a modern psychological thing.
Yeah.
It's not. Freud takes it to the kind of next level when he's talking about the subconscious desires. Like, you've kind of forgotten about the fact that he's saying part of the reason was because he wants to fuck his mum and his dad's going to castrate him.
Yes.
That's a different. I mean, it's one of those things that you can't. It's a nice idea.
You can't prove that one either, though. But I mean,
how do you feel about it instinctively?
I think that the Oedipus. I've said this. I think you were on Hollybobs, but we briefly touched on the Oedipus complex in The Boys Gone Wild.
Yeah.
And my opinion of it is that I think there is something definitely there.
Yeah.
And for me, there's something about it which I think whatever he's talking about there, I have that.
Do you want to bang your mum?
No.
Well,
But
that's what you just said.
No, but I have the notes of it. I have the kind of like the breast, the kind of
the breast.
the original form.
You're
you're
a fucking Freudian mess right now.
Yeah.
I've got the breast. I mean, the best of it.
I think I have felt whatever that theory is.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want to fuck my mum, but there's something about the idea of the maternal something, or as a kind of vibe, which like I kind of
because you want to fuck older ladies.
No.
Yeah, you do.
I want to be friends with older ladies.
No, you've talked a lot
I'm
about...
friends with an old lady, and
I know you're
definitely
friends
do
with an
not
old
wanna fuck her.
lady. I know you don't want to fuck Teresa, but you talk about older women a lot. You've got a slight... You talk about and mummy stuff. You've got a little...
Yeah, this is what I mean. I've got it. And I think you do too. You just need to start admitting it.
Don't bring me into your absolute mess of what you're talking
Hey,
about.
you're wearing a high vis as well, mate.
Breast. Best. That was perfect. I don't want to fuck my mum. It's just her breast. I mean, she's the best.
No, I just think I think whatever is going on there,
Yeah.
he's not making there is something to that.
Yeah.
And I think it's about the fact that the little boy in danger out in the world, and really he was very safe when he was just breastfeeding
Yeah.
as a little suckling pig.
Yeah.
He wants to be back there. I don't think it's actually about wanting to fuck your mum. It's just you want to retreat to the safety of the breast and the womb.
Yeah, but then,
That's where I'm at.
yeah, and but then maybe separating that from sex and sexuality, even in a very young form of it, is it possible?
I don't know if
this
it
is
is
what Freud is saying.
I don't know if it is.
Yeah,
But
there's definitely something
I do
there.
know I don't want to fuck my mum.
It's a shame how many times you've had to say that on this podcast. That's not actually the first time we had it. Even when we're
I've
not
said it a few times.
even when we're not talking about Freud. I don't want to ban my mum, but okay, cool, good.
What's our conclusion there?
I think we're liking it. I think we're liking the idea that there is some sort of repressed childhood trauma in a way that can... Well, what's interesting is, I mean, this is now moving into more modern psychological thought. I think I touched on this on another episode, and this is more of a biological aspect to trauma when younger and how much it can affect you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But it can go as far back in the womb as well. 'Cause
Really?
there's a theory that my sister's currently going through because she's got bad OCD, which is better now. But that she's going through trauma therapy. And one of the theories is that when my mum was pregnant with her, my dad was playing football and broke his leg. And that was a very stressful time. She was very heavily pregnant and dad's in the hospital with a fucked leg. And so all of the stress hormones that she was pumping around her body affected the fetus.
Cortisol.
And then you get a child with some issues.
Damn.
It's one theory.
You don't have a chance.
No, everything. I mean,
It's
we're
fucked.
all fucked. You're gonna get bitten somehow.
To avoid anything like that, is there any way of totally insulating yourself against any of that?
No, it's the price we pay for being human.
Yeah.
I don't think you can avoid. You can't avoid anything.
No.
And to live a completely charmed life, I'd argue, isn't to be living a life at all. All right.
But I do think I like the idea again that you mentioned, that the one we touched on in the sleep ep, about the kind of subconscious screaming out and kind of
Yeah.
Project the hands being I can't have a conflict with my dad. What does he kind of look like? Like this kind of image, the image transfer of that onto kind of all horses is crazy.
Yeah, agreed. Well, it's displacement. His theory of displacement is interesting.
And to come up with that is fucking amazing.
Well done, Freud.
Well done,
That's
Freud.
what- But so he's saying displacing, which is an interesting thing that he comes up with.
Yeah.
Because there's a book about the everyday psychopathology of life or something, where it talks about when you forget a word that you always know. You've always known. Why did you forget a word? And most of the time, it's very true, I think. Most of the time when you've forgotten a word, it's because another similar word is stuck in your head.
What?
Let's say I'm trying to think of Michael Fassbender, but instead I'm thinking of Michael Johnson, right?
Or Bender from Futurama.
I'm trying to think of who... No! I'm trying to think of Michael... I'm trying to remember Michael Fassbender's name.
Yeah.
Often, try it when you next forget a name or a word or anything.
Yeah.
Often the reason why you forget is because there's another thing lodged in there that's similar
Right.
to it. So I might have Michael Johnson. I'm like, it's not Michael Johnson. Get out. And that's displacement because a similar word has displaced it in its mind. There's a whole theory for that.
And is that Freud's?
Yeah, displacement. But that's what he's saying. This is displacement. It's going, I've got this phobia. I've got this
Dad thing.
this mummy fucky daddy killy thing.
And I'm putting it on the horse.
And I've displaced it onto a horse.
because it's too much to bear.
Pretty much. But that's
Right.
his whole theory of displacement as a whole
Wow.
big mechanism for
Yeah.
his thing. But
Do you think you've got any displacement?
probably, well, displacement's the mechanism there. Do I have any? Am I a
Active.
little bit fucked from my childhood? 100.
But what do you think, if you don't mind,
Well, I can't with Freud stuff.
is there anywhere that you can see it playing
Yeah,
out?
but it's not so subtle, really. It wouldn't be the subtleties of Freud, like I wanted to fuck my mum, or during, because I can't remember stuff. That's part of the reason why you do psychoanalysis, is to try and get these early memories out of you.
Yeah.
Whereas mine would be memories that happened at 12 and onwards. So they're more
Yeah.
they're too material to be Freudian. They're too oh, that makes sense because of that.
Yeah.
It's not kind of inaccessible. So I wouldn't think I've got anything obvious.
I think a good sign is if you've got any areas of no memory, like a block out area.
Is that good?
Well, a good sign of of the fact that you were feeling really you're having some hard times at that point, you like block out whole sections of memory.
Is that a good thing?
No, it's not good. It's
not good.
It's a bad thing, but it just shows that you've stuff might be playing out.
Do you think you have any?
I don't know.
But again, I think it's hard to try and do this by yourself.
Because I've been trying to work through, like, in therapy, I've been trying to understand, look at, like, 7 Under, being like, what happened then? Is there anything that could have explained this now?
Yeah.
And the only thing we got to, which is in my opinion, quite a surface level reading, is the fact that I've got 3 younger brothers. I was the oldest. And then I had started having to share the attention and then third it and then quarter it.
Yeah. It's a pretty classic one, isn't it?
It's pretty classic, and it's not that instructive for me.
Yes.
I want to find out that I got like swallowed by an elephant for about half an hour when I was
pretty
2.
wild if your parents didn't mention that one to you. Remember when Charlie got swallowed by an elephant?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
that would be like cool. That makes sense that I'm terrified of.
Well, now you say that because it does. I definitely have shit because of my sister, because of everything she was going through. It was a very big presence in the house. I mean, she had it from the moment I can remember it.
Really?
So she's kicking off panic attacks, mad stuff. Basically, her mum's doing a lot of the attention on her, I think.
And you had to hold it down on your own.
Yeah, pretty much. I was always very we're all good. Everything's fine. We're all fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Even as a young kid, I was just sitting, like, there was chaos in my house for a long time, and I was just kind of like, we're all
And was
right.
anyone checking up on you?
Maybe not as much as there could have been, I think, potentially. My mum and I have had that conversation. I think there's a bit of that, which kind of has definitely informed who I am at the moment, 100%.
Yeah. A lovely, sweet boy.
Well, no, but someone who,
psychosexual.
I can be bad at not necessarily, vulnerability isn't a good thing for me as well.
Right.
Because
but maybe this pod is
I'm not awful at it, but it's taken some fucking work.
Yeah, you're not awful. You're actually a lot better than I thought you'd be.
What did you think I would be?
Not as good as this.
Okay, so at this point, we would usually go to our Patreons to ask us some advice and questions or any thoughts that they have. I think I phrased it quite badly, actually, this one, and didn't do it in enough time.
I didn't get a look in.
But the answers were few and poor, so get better at it. By the way, join our Patreon. It's linked below. You can get a free episode,
ad-free listening,
ad-free episode,
a bonus episode.
We do a bonus episode every week.
Yeah,
and you can also,
and there's a chat on there.
There's a chat on there. You can write into us. We'll do a topic every week. We're going to ask for your opinions and any advice that you might need. That only goes to the Patreon, and we'll do some topic suggestions.
Yeah, and there's a free hoodie.
There isn't a free hoodie,
but
you can't lie.
We can't rule that out.
You can't. Maybe in the future there'll be something. So instead of doing that, plus we've been going for a while anyway. So we're going to go straight into our pieces that we've written. Charlie and I every week on our themes are going to write a short story each or some sort of written piece, which kind of explores the topic of which we've been discussing in a more kind of theatrical manner.
Creative manner. Creative boys.
If you can hear the rain, it's raining. That's the case, really.
Would you like to kick us off?
I'll kick us off. So this is called Fear by Andrew Cohen. I've always been afraid of spiders. Never liked them. Shifty. Just an unnecessary amount of legs. But my mum would always tell me, they're more afraid of you than you are of them. This seemed dubious to me. I mean, just look at them. Prickly, contorted, scuttling about everywhere like they're fleeing a crime scene. Or on their way to one. And compare that to me, sitting here in my pants watching telly, harmless, passive. One day, as a spider scampered into my periphery, I decided to test out my mum's thesis. I stood on my bed, waited for it to creep into the open, and then jumped down and shouted, "Boo!" It stopped its scurrying, but otherwise seemed unperturbed. I told it to stay where it was as I rooted around in my wardrobe and then disappeared into the bathroom. I came back, hurling my bedroom door open, head to toe in clown gear, big shoes, big wig, the makeup, everything. I twisted my mouth into the scariest smile possible. Its 8 legs remained rooted to the spot, unfazed. That was child's play, I thought. Let's really give this arachnid the oogly booglies. I asked for the spider's kind patience once again, briefly left and returned clad in turquoise scrubs, mask, plastic covers over my shoes. Revving the drill in my hand, I glared at the spider. "It's time for your root canal." Again, the spider gawped, unmoved, unafraid. I sat on the floor next to him and explained the perils of public speaking, the horror of big needles, and how scary it is to be on top of a really high building. You know, the fear isn't the height itself, it's that we actually might jump. I explained the unknown of deep water, that rumbling sound of takeoff in a plane and being stuck in a lift. Finally, I explained death to it.
Oh.
Not a single twinge in any of its legs. After that, I gave up. I guess Mum was wrong. There's nothing I could do that would scare him. So I stood up and made for the door. As I left, I accidentally stepped on him, killing him instantly. And I thought, oh, I guess she was talking about that. There you go. That's my...
I think the... I like the... my favourite bit is the public speaking.
Yeah, well, when I'm sat on the floor...
Listen,
it's
just being in front of that many people.
It's really scary. You're up there, and it's just, you forget what you're talking about.
It's not easy. I mean, you got to work on it. It takes practice, but the judgment
is just really tough.
The judgment's horrible.
It's just, you can't imagine it, can
you? You know what you should have shouted, actually, when you were trying to scare him? You know you did boo.
Yeah.
Was your level 1.
Yeah.
Should have shouted brush.
No, because I'm not...
Should have been brush!
Well, but
obviously they hate brushes.
But the whole point,
they're trying to walk about.
But the whole point of that is I'm only giving him human fears. I'm not thinking about spider fears.
But you're thinking in the wrong way then.
But that's the point, because I then stand up and kill him at the end. Oh, I guess you were talking about that.
I see.
I'm not understanding the spider. I'm understanding my own
right.
fears.
And in the end, you understand the spider's fears.
Yeah.
So it comes full circle.
It does come full circle, and it's touching on a lot of the things we've discussed. Boogly.
Yeah, I really like that. I've got a story about fear as well. This is Fear by me. 2 battered sausages, please, Dad. I mean, Mister. The chip shop man has sunken eyes and a huge mouth. He looks hot, wet, and his meat does too. I gaze at the pork through the glass. Oh, fuck. I want it in me. The hot box is magical. The air in there is a potion, oily and glimmery. My fingers press on the little sausage house, painting a hand steam cloud on the glass. Yeah, I moan. No, returns something. Or someone. I stare down at the sausages, who stare longingly back, crying, wriggling, oinking. I'd never heard pork talk before. Oh, please. Not again, mister. What are you talking about? I whisper. The big guy grunts and goes in with his grabber, lifting 2 of the loudest ones onto the counter. Please. Wheens one. Just get it over with. Bleats the other. The man with the sunken eyes closes them and rolls up his sleeves before gazing downwards. His face apathetic. Bored. Oh, go on. If you're going to do it. The smaller one bleats. Do it! Before being interrupted with a headbutt. Sunken Eyes starts doing little oink sounds as he goes about his battery. It's almost musical. It's beautiful. Stop! You don't have to do this! One shouts before being punched in the face. Fat and oils decorate the counters. Pig shrapnel wheels into the sky. This is what he does! Don't fight it! Let him cook! Screams the other. Those lucky few left in the box smack their shafts against the metal in protest. Ah! The shopman takes no notice. I mean, why would he? They're only sausages. Soon enough, they stop making any noise at all, as they always do. The only sounds from flesh and thud on metal. I look up at him. He looks back. A black bead of grease forming on his face. Thank you.
Beautifully written as always. It's almost like you're not writing these specifically for the themes, isn't it, Charlie?
No, I am.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Because that's scary. Imagine meeting that guy.
I thought the fear of the sausages more than anything.
Yeah, imagine being one of those sausages.
Yeah, it is. There's fear in there.
Fucking terrifying.
There's fear in there, isn't there?
Very loosely.
Very fucking loosely. It's great. I really
terrifying.
Liked,
it's terrifying to
I
be
really
sausage.
liked glistening and oily or something. That was a nice.
I do like those little sausage houses.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? In the chippy.
Yeah. When they're just kind of all
but it's
sat
just so
there neatly.
It looks banging in there. So hot and warm.
It looks It
looks bright. It looks lovely in there.
Yeah. Well, they're all
Not
kind
to
of,
be a sausage.
they're all kind of simmering, aren't they? And shiny and inviting, but they all look like their little brothers housed together.
Yeah.
All slowly marching towards their death.
And the dead eyes of the sausage man.
Yeah. Well, this is the problem again. We're not really discussing fear.
Well, we are.
Yeah.
We are, because those sausages are
So
breaking
it's
it.
fear of you from the sausage man.
There's a lot of fears happening at once. There's interpersonal
What have
fears.
you said about fear?
Sure.
there? What
Okay.
are we doing?
The sausages are terrified of the man because they can't leave.
I know that
they haven't
there's-
got any arms or legs.
Yeah.
They're sausages.
What are you saying about fear?
Getting smacked about by some huge guy as a sausage would be absolutely terrifying. It would be.
It would be.
That's all you know.
It would be.
I mean, they didn't really stand a chance. They never stood a chance. From my perspective, it's scary because the sausages are now talking. It's like Sid in Toy Story, but for sausages adjacent.
Yeah.
And also, it's terrifying for me to sort of the vibe that me and this guy have got. He's like this kind of terrifying, ominous man who's very greasy, black grease on his head. He's like he is a sausage in a way.
Yeah.
But he keeps killing him. He keeps murdering he beats the shit out of his own sausages.
Yeah.
So I think it's just quite a scary scene. You've got some fear at play. I'm freaked out. I was hungry, and now I'm not really that hungry anymore because I've seen all this.
Imagined it, you know.
The sausages are the most scared. I guess the only person that isn't scared is the sausage man.
Yeah.
At least he's pretending he's not scared.
Because he's in control of it. He's in control of the whole chaos.
He's in control.
Everyone else is out of control.
The whole thing's
the sausages have got no control.
He's got the whole world in his hands.
The customer is just being fed these sausages from whichever he picks.
Yeah.
So maybe fear is a lack of control.
Yes, that's what I'm going to say.
Well, we got there.
Thank you.
No, it was great. I really like the great writing as always, Charlie, which is
Thank
always the lovely thing. And I think that will bring us towards the end of this podcast. Do you have any final conclusions or thoughts about the topic of fear? Have you learned anything? Are you going to take anything away from this?
I'm going to take away a rediscovered appreciation of Freud's projection. What was the thing you said? Disseparation? Displacement.
Displacement, sorry.
The displacement theory. You had a displacement issue just then, right?
I just got displaced. I've been displaced on the spot.
I think I've got an appreciation for that. And again, I like the kind of artistry of that theory of kind of the projection of the images of like,
our subconscious painting.
Yeah, the subconscious painter grappling with this terrifying dynamic he's got with his dad, and then just being like, right, horses then. It's like, that's amazing and very hard to understand, but quite beautiful.
Yeah.
I like that.
Nice, I agree.
But I think fear is, I don't see me not being scared. I don't see me conquering fear for an incredibly long time.
I don't think anyone can ever conquer fear.
No, but I mean, it'd be nice when I'm 60 not to be like worried about monsters. Surely that's going to change.
That's I reckon, look, you're already that far gone. I can't imagine.
You don't think it's going to change?
Well, if you're 30 now,
it's going to lose its charm.
29.
I still think it's got a bit of charm.
It has charm, but that isn't the. You're not
but
doing
that's
it.
Going to wane over.
You're not doing it to be charming.
No, I'm doing it to be scared and protect myself.
Yeah. You're not bumbling around like Hugh Grant going, wasn't this what I just know? Just a bit quirky, a bit silly. Monsters over there. No monsters. Yeah, you're not. You're going, oh my God, is it under the bed?
Yeah.
Is there a hunchback under my bed?
Yeah, so I'd like to knock that, but I'm not in the particular rush to knock all fear, because sometimes I think it could be handy. Yeah. I don't want to get eaten by a shark.
No. Yeah, I don't think we should ever try and absolutely abolish fear from our lives.
No.
It's more about, well, one, dealing with it, and two, understanding that it can be helpful.
Yes.
We need it.
What have you learned?
Let me
set this up.
Give me a minute, Andrew. I'm just going to set this up so it's seamless. What have you learnt? I really enjoyed first principle. I can never remember the name.
Basic values. Right up your street.
Right up my street. I do think I think fear always, in my mind, it makes sense that fear should always come from death. There should be always a fear of death in everything.
Yeah.
Because fear comes it comes out of our evolutionary biology, that the reason it exists is to preserve life. So anxieties as a extension of that, there should be death within it, which I think I was finding it in some ways hard to square. But then with that principle, and constantly asking why, and I think you often do get back to death. I think it can work with a lot of things, and then that's kind of squared it off a bit for me, which I've enjoyed, which I like.
I think we've discovered the only basic value I'd ever heard of was happiness, and I think we've now found the negative.
It's just stopped raining and sunshine.
I know, it's crazy.
As we're doing our conclusions, the rain has stopped and the sun has come in.
Incredible.
As if a divine hand was gracing our head, saying, "You've got it, boys. Good job, sons."
Yeah, I think that we found this the only negative, basically the only two basic values that I can kind of think of is happiness and death.
Yeah.
And I think we found
found an answer for death a bit.
Yeah.
Well, join us next week when we'll be doing something else. No idea what we're meant to be doing. No idea when this episode actually is. But subscribe to the channel,
please.
Because we'll probably have about 10 subscribers at this point.
Yeah, and you could be one of those.
You could be one of 10.
Which
Join
would
the
mean
Patreon.
the world.
Subscribe to that. We'll see you next week. Love you, Charlie.
Love you too. I love you very much.
Bye.
It's Henry and Charlie investigate. They're gonna find the truth and tell you straight. They're exploring themselves and the universe. Andrew's spoiled, Charlie's even worse. The meaning of life, they're gonna find out. So sit back and listen, you big trout. That's enough from me anyway. What the bloody hell? They're investigating today.